What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, people? How we doing? How we doing? It's a Friday. It's a Friday all day. I hope you all had an awesome time on today. Walking into the weekend. It's been nice outside, man. It's been unbelievable. Hey, Josh, how you doing tonight, Josh? Yes, Josh. I'm in a new location, sir. I'm in a new, well, I can't say new. Well, yeah, I guess I can say. I got kicked out. I got kicked from upstairs downstairs, Josh. So I'm down here in the far end of the basement. So yes, sir. This is new. I don't know how long I'm going to be here. I have no clue. It could be a while. It could be a while. So if you don't like, Josh, you like my background? If you don't like my background, Josh, let me know. I may end up having to change it, but for right now, because everything was like get it done right now. So this is what we got, Josh. That's what we got. So if you don't like my background, Josh, just say, Rev, I don't like your background, and I'll see about getting it changed so we can do something different. You know what? I was going to change. Yes, sir. I know you love the Packers, them Packers. Yes, sir. Oh, need the do those yellow? Is that what J-Lo say? Do those yellow? Okay. All right. I got a feeling you're trying to pull a Viking thing on me somewhere on. I got a feeling. Just one crooked square. Oh, wow. Kelly, really? J-Lo comes on and tries to trick me into making this here look like a Viking, and then you come and talk about my you said my wife said that, Kelly. You sound like my wife. Hadn't I said that to you before? You sound Yeah. All right. How about if I just get a big Viking? That'll make y'all happy, right? If I had a big Viking behind me, right? Y'all would go. She said, "Sorry, I'm a decorator." Y'all would go crazy if I tuned on here. Y'all tuned on here one time, and I had this big Viking behind me. Y'all would love that right now. I know you would. And I hate to be the one to break your heart, because you know it's never going to happen, right? Ever. Now, I never said I wasn't a Viking fan. I just like giving. I like the Vikings. Come on now. I've been here for 20 plus years. I've seen the Vikings. I'm not putting no horn up here. That's not J-Lo. That's not gonna. No. But I just like giving the Viking fans a hard time, because I've been here for 20 plus years. I've seen the heartbreak. I've seen the pain. I like to be a safe space for the Viking fans. I am a safe space. Matter of fact, I am a safe space for the Viking fans. I am. That's what I am. I'm a safe. When every field goal that was missed, who was there for you all? I was. Right here for you. And I will always be here every single time the Vikings break your heart. And that's going to be over and over and over and over again. Check this out. So I'm cracking up, right? Because all of these Democratic socialists, let's rip it up. All these Democratic socialists call themselves praising what's his face, because he called himself calling out Mayor Fry. He called Mayor Fry a lie. Kelly said, I've seen grown men cry in snowbanks after a game. I've seen it too. I've watched. They've been at my Kelly. They've been at my house, or I've been at their house during a game or doing, especially when they had 3 deep, and I fell for it. I know I fell for it. Dante Culpepper, Jake Reed, Randy Moss, Chris Carter, the 3D grip. Oh, I fell hard. I fell so hard, I went out and got a Vikings jersey. No, I did. I did. I fell so hard when they sold that 3 deep and all this here type of stuff, and they had all of them, boy, and they were loaded. And I too was like, there is no way in the world. No way. There's no way the Vikings can screw this up. It just can't happen. They scored, more points than pretty much. It took how many years for New England to break the record that the Vikings put up and all that? No way. No way. Sure enough. And from that day on, I said, I will never fall for this here. I would just, J-Lo, I said, I'm just going to sit back and watch the Viking fans go through it. Because if you couldn't win it then, listen to me, if you could not win it the year that you had the defense, the year that you had the offense, it's never going to happen. No, Josh. No, it had nothing to do with no refs. Well, the refs messed up. It had nothing to do with no refs. Nothing. You score more points, and then you hit the field goals. That's what you do. Guess what? The Vikings couldn't score more points, and they couldn't hit the field goals. So I don't want to hear this ref thing. Y'all can't give me that. I'm not buying it. I'm not happy. My grandson will be here a lot coming up here pretty soon. And y'all know thank you for asking that question. Let me finish this real quick, and then I'm gonna answer this. I'll answer that for you. But anyway, if you could not win it that year, of all years, forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Because you had everything. I mean, literally, you had everything. He said, I enjoy football too. Who's your team? Amish guy, who's your team? Is that Amish? Did I read that right? Who's your team? But anyway, so he asked a question. He asked what was on my hat. It says, I stand with Dexter Taylor. So Dexter Taylor, if you've been following me enough, you know that Dexter Taylor right now is serving a 10-year prison sentence in the state of New York. Dexter Taylor is what I call my political prisoner. Dexter Taylor went to prison because the state of New York decided to you're a Viking person, Amish guy. Anyway, that's who this says. I stand with Dexter Taylor. Dexter Taylor is doing a 10-year prison sentence. A lot of times on Sundays, I have Dexter Taylor calling in from prison. We haven't did that in a while. I'm gonna have to hit Carl up. I just haven't been feeling good enough to actually put time to do that, to sit for 2 or 3 hours. Used to be, now Tampa Bay. Okay, all right. See, smart. You could have came over to Green Bay. You could have easily said, I want to go with a winner. But, Tampa Bay, they've won a couple of Super Bowls, right? How old is Tampa Bay anyway? Are they older than Tampa Bay isn't older than the Vikings, right? And Tampa Bay have won, 2 Super Bowls? And the Vikings is so old, they haven't won any at all, but they've been there 4 times. But anyway, I am not here to talk about that. I'm not here to talk about the Herschel Walker trade. None of that. Y'all got me talking about the Vikings. Y'all started it. So don't be pointing fingers today. But anyway, hey people, so funny thing happened today. Funny thing has been happening today that I think is pretty funny. Because all of these here so-called Democrat socialists who are ruining downtown, and they are. They're ruining their downtown is going to be the shit mud hole that you all know it's about to turn into. And it will. Mark my word. I want you to put down, what's today's date? Today's date is September, 26th? I want you to put down, mark it down, because I can pat myself on the back, correct? I do believe I can sit here and pat myself on the back about the things that I've said about Minnesota. Because that's all I worry about. Y'all don't never hear me really talking about what goes on in Washington. You don't hear me. Is there walls running against Trump we're going to talk about that. Thank you, Guy. We're going to talk about that walls running against Trump. And I'm going to tell you why he's doing that. So walls against Trump. And I'll tell you exactly why he's doing that. Exactly why he's doing it. Which is kind of a smart move, to be honest with you. And I'll go over that with you in a second. But one of the things that I want to talk to you about and get you guys' radar. I really need to get the people outside of Minnesota. I really need to get your radar on what's going on with the mayor's race in Minneapolis. You guys I don't think you all understand. And you sit there and you say, well, what can we do, Rev? How can we make a difference? Well, you can always go down there and say, Fry, can I go door knock for you? Can I speak for you? Can I talk for you? Can I tell people about you? How can I help raise money for you, Mayor Fry? So watch this here. Here's the thing that got me today when it came to these no good Democratic socialists, right? So they're bringing up things about Fry, and one of the things that they bring up is that Fry, I see his social media, unreal talk about the cities going back, right? But so one of the things that they've been doing, one of the things they brought up about Fry said that he was going to ban no-knock warrants. That's what he said. But here's the thing about this situation, right? And they can call him a liar because he didn't do it, right? And they can call him a liar on that if they want, and that's cool. I'll go with them. But then you also have to look at the city council. Did the city council press him on this? Did the city council make sure he did this? Did the city council look into the things that he was doing and check off the boxes? No, they did not. Did the black community who voted for Fry, did they check off the boxes as he go? Did they press? So when they sit there and they say that he's lying, here's my thought of this whole thing. If I was Fry, I would turn it back on him and say, y'all didn't care, so it wasn't important at the time. Y'all didn't care enough to talk to me. Now, see, that square is bothering me now. That one square that's crooked is bothering me now. Before, I didn't even notice it. I didn't even see it. It wasn't even important at all. But now, see what y'all do? Now you got me. But anyway, what I'm saying is they're trying to bring up all this here stuff on Mayor Fry. And I understand. I understand that Fry put himself in a position that he shouldn't be in. He also promised that he would take care of the homeless people. And by taking care of the homeless people, that doesn't mean sicking the police on the homeless. That's not what that means at all. But that's what he has done, and that's what he do. And they trying to get him on there. Listen to me, people, and let me make myself as clear as day as I can here. If that city gets into the wrong hands, I know you look at the city and you say, well, I don't care about the city because the city is this and the city is that. I care about the city. I enjoy the city. I love going down to the city. I love going rollerblading, hanging out, talking to people, riding my bike. It is a good city, people. It really, really is, right? Right now, it's just in the wrong hands. You have these activists who literally, that's all they are, that are sitting on the city council. They're activists. They're not serious people. They're not they're not, listen to me, people. You got people who has a vendetta that's sitting on that city council. You got people who have zero clue on really how a system or a system run, sitting on it. And the reason they're sitting on there is because everybody is so mad, but they're mad at each other. They're not mad at a group of people. Right? Yeah, he said the most activist major city council in the U.S. Thank you very much. And this is what I'm trying to make you guys understand. If you don't, I know a lot of people probably sit there and go, I don't look or get into what goes on in Minneapolis. It is important for you to start understanding what's going on in Minneapolis. And you sit there and you say, well, there's nothing I can do. There is, people. You can, if you can go and you can help Fry to walk the streets and listen, hold on. Let me say this. Let me say this here, because I know now when I go out, I go to places that a lot of you can't go. Correct? That's why I go. That's why I've been led to go. But what I'm also here to tell you, that you can go downtown. You can go downtown. You can help them. You can be part of what's going on. You can because this is what's going to happen. Okay? Go listen. Go to Burnsville. Go to Bloomington. Go to those surrounding areas. Go to St. Louis Park. Matter of fact, out in, I tell you where else you can go right now. You can see, because we're trying to figure this out. Out in Anoka, over by the Anoka High School, you go look for yourself. Go look for, I'm not, like I said, I don't tell you something that you can't go check out yourself. There's some new homes, townhomes, that's built right off, right by the high school. Right off Bunker Lake. Not Bunker Lake. Yeah. Right off Bunker Lake. Brand new. $300,000 to $400,000, $500,000 homes. Half those homes in that area that's been built, go look who living in them. Because I'm myself sit there and go, when I walk through there, how are these people affording to live here? I'm just saying. You want to see for yourself? Go look. And if you don't think that's coming into your community, you're out your mind. If that Kelly asked a question, think Fry can pull it off. Even I thought it was hard to believe. I'm saying that if the black folks show up to vote, and that's what I've been doing. I've been dealing with a lot of black churches. I've been dealing with a lot of black folks down there in Minneapolis. That's what I've been spending a large amount of my time doing, is getting the black folks up and saying we've got to do it one more time. We've got to save this city one more time. Even though they treat us like shit, we have to do it, because if we don't, and like I make them understand, right now the black folks, the white liberal Democrat, has literally put the black folks in the back of the bus. The socialist Democrats are willing to push us out of the back of the bus. And if the socialist Democrats get a hold of that city, it's over for black people. That's a true statement. That's a true statement. That's a true. What I just said is about to happen. If black folks don't come out in numbers and vote for Mayor Fry, you better believe it's over. It's over. He said, well, best of luck. I see turnover in Minneapolis, mayor and the governor. I hope for y'all. Okay. Yeah. I appreciate you, Amish guy. Thank you much, man. If Minneapolis falls into the wrong hands, we're in trouble. A lot of people are going to be in trouble. A lot of areas are going to be in trouble. And I see it. I see it. It happened, and there's no reason for it to happen. If we can all, and here's why I always tell you, and I try to make you guys understand why it's important for us to come together. Why, instead of us fighting each other, instead of us going after each other, instead of us calling each other names and being nasty to each other, we can come together to save Minnesota. Because if y'all don't think this is going to affect you all, I'm serious when I say this. Y'all got another thing coming. You got another thing coming. I mean, you can sit there and go, oh, I'm safe. I'm 45 minutes. No. Because my understanding, Lakeville. And that's way away from the city. Correct? But Mayor Fry, I'm not going to sit here and just blame Mayor Fry for Amir Locke's death. I blame a lot of people. I blame the city council. I blame especially the black folks in the community, because the black folks didn't stand up and make sure that the promises that Mayor Fry made, the black folks did not make sure those promises came to pass. Period, point blank. We can say what we want. You can act like it if you want. But the bottom line comes down to it is black folks have yet to hold Mayor Fry to an account. But here's what we can't do. It's just like Dwayne Davis. Dwayne Davis is running for, no, he's not running for mayor. He's not running for, because he can't win. Dwayne can't win. Period, point blank. So Dwayne's going to stay in the race so he can take votes away from Mayor Fry. So they can go to, what's his face? That's what Dwayne is doing. Dwayne's not there to win. Dwayne's trying to help put a socialist who will ruin this city. This is what I'm saying. We even got, the white liberals can always get one of these here, like a Dwayne Davis. Dwayne Davis knows he can't win. He knows that. But he can take votes away from Fry. That's what he's doing. He needs to get out of the race right now. Jazz Hamel. I like Jazz. I think Jazz, in 4 years, Jazz will be ready to take over that city. In 4 years. Is Jazz ready now? No. I do not believe Jazz is ready to be mayor of Minneapolis. That's just my 2 cents. That's my 2 cents. So what do? We put Mayor Fry back in the office to be that stopgap so it doesn't fall into ugly, evil hands. Because if it do, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be really, really, really bad. So that's my thought. If there was someone better than Fry, I would say let's do it. Let's get Fry out of there and we'll get this person in there. But Jazz is just not ready yet. Jazz is not ready to take over that city. Jazz is not ready to be mayor of that city. In 4 years, when Jazz get things up under his belt, Jazz start dealing with the people of Minnesota. He starts doing this. He starts doing this. But right now, today, if I had to vote, Jazz would not be the guy. In 4 years, Jazz will be the guy that we need, the guy that we're looking for, the guy that can lead that city. But right now, he is not. So we have to have someone in place, which is Fry, to run the city for a minute until we get Jazz ready. That's what has to happen. That's my mindset. That's my thought. That's how I see it. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done. Because if we don't, and we leave this city to a group of people, all of Minnesota will suffer. Listen to me. All of Minnesota, it's just not going to be the city. It just will not be the city. It won't. It won't. You may think, but I promise you. Mark this day, like I said. Mark this day, like I said. And we'll see. But I've been right. I've been right a lot of times about the things that I've said because I'm on the ground. I'm talking to people. I'm seeing certain things that's happening, seeing certain things that's going on. It's just like that fraud. Chaz kind of kick-started this whole thing a little bit. He kind of kick-started this whole thing a little bit because of the things that we saw on the ground. And people don't realize and understand how important it is to be able to listen to the things around you and then get your radar on something, and then you can basically go that way. That's pretty much the way it is. So only thing I'm saying to you guys tonight is this. If you care about Minnesota, all of Minnesota, not just your little area where you're at, but all of Minnesota, right? Get involved in what's going on. You only got a couple of months. Get involved with what's going on downtown. Get involved with what's going on in Minneapolis. And see what type of difference you can make. Because if we all come together, and again, I'll keep saying it. This is the reason why I always sit here and say that if we stop it with each other and we come together and we make a difference, things are going to happen that's going to be totally, totally different than we ever known, right? Bible says, like I said, I had a piece of scripture that I was talking about a couple nights ago. And that piece of scripture comes from Jonah 3:10. If you read Jonah 3:10, it basically says that when God saw the people's change of heart, he decided not to destroy the city. When he saw the people's change of heart, he decided to listen to the people. When all the people in that city, in Nineveh, decided that we're going to do different. We're going to do better. We're going to stop being evil to one another. We're going to stop treating each other bad. We're going to, when those people decided that they were going to repent for their sins and start seeing each other as brothers and sisters and start having compassion, empathy, God said, I'm not going to destroy you. I'm not going to let anything destroy you. Jonah 3:10 says that. Read it for yourself. Write it down. So when we're done, you can go. Rev said Jonah 3:10. Let me see what it says. That's what Jonah 3:10 says. That the minute these people repented and saw their wicked ways, God took his hands off a city that he was about to destroy. Because those people came together. Let's do this here. Because I got a question that I guess I got to answer here. And I'm going to say this here. And I'm going to say this here like this. Now, I'm just going to talk for Minnesota. I'm just going to talk for the black folks right here in Minnesota. And I know the black folks right here in Minnesota ain't been doing nothing. We ain't bothered nobody. We ain't been in nobody's business. We ain't try to hurt nobody. We ain't try to put nobody out in any way, shape, or form. I can guarantee you that. Because I know I've kept myself silent and my mouth shut. Because what's been going on right now is not our business. It isn't. It isn't. We had nothing to do with what just happened. Nothing. Nothing. We're busy, like I say, trying to save a community. It's what we're doing right now. That's what we're doing. So we don't have time to be running around here being hateful, being rude. This coward So my question here to the Republican Party, when you say Democrats, what are you talking about? Who are you talking about? Because there's a lot of black people in the Democratic Party. Democrats will say rest in power when a cop killer dies. That's not what Dusty is saying here. That's not what Dusty is saying here, because that's a black woman. That's a black woman that black people revere. Dusty Grange is trying to start a race war. That's what he's doing. Now, let me say this here. For somebody like Dusty Grange, who put this vile tweet out, ugly, nasty, hateful, racist tweet. See, I go in Dusty's area. Where Dusty live, I go places like that. I do, a black man. So when Dusty does this type of stuff, when I go in his area, that puts me in danger. That puts me in danger. And I ain't done nothing to nobody. And the reason I go into areas like Dusty's area is to talk to white people. To tell them, you don't have to be afraid of me at all. But when Dusty does this crap, when he pushes this crap, Kevin Pinball says to me, so Kevin Pinball comes on and he said, you're saying the tweet was hateful. Yes, I am, Kevin. That was a hateful tweet because he could easily just put this up here. He didn't have to put the black woman on there. And I'm going to tell you why I say that. Because Dusty had already put out another tweet that I saw of her that didn't get the traction that Dusty wanted. He had already put a tweet out about her. He could have left it. And I didn't say anything about that. I left it alone. Said, okay, Dusty, I see you. I know what type person you are. So I didn't say anything about that tweet. But see, that tweet didn't get the traction that Dusty wanted. Dusty couldn't pull enough hate off of that tweet, Kevin Pinball. He couldn't pull enough hate off of that one. So you know what he said? Well, I'm going to go get her picture, and I'm going to put it right next to Charlie Kirk, our hero, our prince in shining armor, our God. That's going to make it worse. And I'm going to put that picture next to the black woman next to him. Again, I go to areas like Dusty's, and I like to just be able to walk into those areas and not have a problem. See, Dusty don't come to areas where I go. Dusty sits behind his keyboard. He's a keyboard warrior putting out crap like this. He will never come to where I go, ever. But yet, he feels he has a right to talk about areas that he won't go. So what I always tell them, cowards, shut the hell up. If you can't come down and help, just shut the hell up. Because you're doing nobody no good. And I guarantee you, I guarantee you, Lisa Damuth will not call this out. Walter Hudson will not call this out. A.K. Kimura would not call this out because they don't understand the lineage. This is what I mean. Not all black folks are kin folks. They don't understand the lineage. They don't understand this lady's plight and what she did and how she did things. So they run around saying, oh, Democrats. Then put a white picture up there, Dusty. Why couldn't you? You can find a white picture. You could find a white guy who went in and shot. Matter of fact, there's a guy that just shot up cops. There's a white guy that shot 5 cops. Why did you not put that picture up there, Dusty? Why? There's a white guy. Matter of fact, today, hold on. Why didn't you put this guy's picture up there, Dusty? His name is Travis Posey, 44-year-old white male who walked into a place in Arkansas and shot the Mad Butcher grocery store. 4 people are dead, 9 are injured. Why didn't you put his picture up there, Dusty? Because you know what you was doing. You was being foul, Dusty. You was being a coward. You was being a low-life racist. It's what you was doing. You put my life in danger when you do this, Dusty. And you have no clue. You have no clue what you do when you do this stuff. There's people out there that would love to pull something out on me. And when you do this, Dusty, you give them the okay. That's what you got to understand, dude. This isn't good, Dusty. And Kevin, I don't need you coming on my page fighting for hate. Kevin Pinball. Hold on, let me finish answering your question. He says, Dems love to praise cop killers. Nobody praising no cop killer. And if you don't know the history of why when black people go up against the cops, go look at the history of when the cops sick the dogs on black people for peacefully walking up and down the street, Kevin. How when they put the water hose on black people for peacefully walking up and down the street, Kevin. How when mobs came to the jails, Kevin, and pulled out black men from police. When white mobs marched to the town halls, pulled black men out of jail cells. How did they get the keys, Kevin? How are they able to get black men from cops, Kevin? Cops are supposed to be protecting people, correct? But they were able to get black men, march them through town, and hang them in the trees. What type of relationship, Kevin, do you think black people have with cops? When you don't know your history, bro, that's your problem. Kevin Pinball, you say Democrats love. We don't. You said Democrats love to praise cops. Democrats are not praising cops. But when we point out police brutality, when black people point out police brutality, your type, Kevin Pinball, and Dusty type are the ones that turn your face and act like it never happens. You know why? Because you don't come to our places. Then Kevin Pinball says, and hate conservatives with opinion different from them. I'm a conservative, Kevin. I'm a conservative. That's what I am. Even though I've voted Democrat, I've always been a conservative. And you said this, and hate conservative with opinion. Really? You know who Liz Collins is? You know who Liz Collins is? She's supposed to be this awesome journalist that you guys love. She blocked me for my opinion, Kevin. She blocked me, Kevin, because of my opinion, because I would not align with her opinion. Let me ask you a question, Kevin Pinball. Let me ask you a question. Let's say you were at a Walmart, and at that Walmart, something happened, something broke out. And you're standing right at that Walmart, Kevin, and you saw exactly what happened. But all of a sudden, somebody who was not at that Walmart, Kevin, wrote a story about what you saw. And in their story, Kevin, you can tell them that that wasn't true. Would you expect that person to block you, Kevin? When I tried to figure out why she would block me, I realized what it was. Kevin, some of the things that she put in her little documentary, I was right there when it happened. And if I saw what I saw, but in her story, it wasn't what I saw, I've got a right to say what I saw, right? Without her getting mad. So don't sit there and tell me, oh, because conservatives hate conservatives' opinion. They all of them hate my opinion, Kevin, and I'm a conservative. That's a lie, Kevin. That's a lie. Hold on. I'm not done with you yet, Kevin. You said seems factual, not hateful. Kevin, is hateful. It's funny to me how white people love to tell black people how to feel and when not to feel or what to think. Kevin, by him putting that up there, by him riling up people, by him pointing, saying black people this and black people that and black people, what do you think that does to me? So if I get on here every single night, Kevin, and I have my big brush that y'all hate when I talk about white people, how would you feel, Kevin? You would be the first one on my page calling me out. Yeah, you would, because you've done it before, Kevin. You've done it before. So then you said, so I must be missing some background. Now you're missing history, Kevin, not just background. You're missing the whole history thing behind this. What Dusty did is foul, Kevin. See, the problem is because y'all are so used to just flat out ugliness that when somebody show you how to be nice, you can't do it because you're so used to hating people, hating things, that's normal to you. You're so used to eating the same orange that when somebody brings you a banana, you still want the orange, even though the banana looks good. What Dusty did today should be called out, but I know it won't. Because there's no compassion in the Republican Party. There's no empathy in the Republican Party. And this is the reason why nobody likes them in Hennepin County, in Duluth, in Rochester, and other places in Minnesota. The base, I've told y'all this, and I'll tell you again. Until the Republicans fix their base, they will not win in Minnesota. The base is the problem. And I know that. I was part of the Tea Party. I tried to be part of the Tea Party here in Minnesota, but they showed me who they were. And this mega crowd, they're just the Tea Party 2.0. They ain't changed. And Dusty today proved that to me. He proved that to me. Because you can't in your heart. And here's the thing, people. I met Dusty's mother. Nice woman. So it's hard for me to believe that that woman that I met on that lake in Buffalo, Minnesota, when I went out there to meet her, that's the type of kid. I'm not going to believe that. I'm not going to believe that. Because the woman I met had a good heart. Had a good heart. So I'm not going to believe that woman would sit here and say, I endorse what my son did. I guarantee you she wouldn't. I guarantee you. But because Dusty knows that he has to give the base that type of crap, this is what I'm talking about. This is the reason why these people who are running, these Republicans out here right now who are running for governor, this is why they can't come into Hennepin County. This is why they can't go to Duluth. This is why nobody will listen to them in Rochester, because of the base. Because they can't come into the place that they need votes and speak like Dusty Grange or however you say his name. They can't do that. But this is what the base love. This is the reason. Ain't got nothing to do with no votes, no vote counts. They're cheating, mail-in ballots, ballot harvesting. That ain't got nothing to do with that. It's the base and the ugly people in that base. Clean the base up, maybe you'll start winning. But as long as Dusty is talking for you, you will not win. I don't care how many times he puts on his get up. Oh, Minnesota is going to turn red. Y'all talked about Walz using Trump again to win. Using Trump again to win. When Trump is doing the things that he's doing right now, when Trump is doing the things, only thing Walz have to do is go, okay, Trump sent people in here to take out brown people. Trump has just 300,000 black women has lost their jobs. Y'all came just like what Debbie said at the beauty shop. Y'all came into Minneapolis and slapped black folks in the face with that TPU event. Where you need votes, that's what you do. So I'm going to predict, and it's according to who you run. Because if Mike Lindell gets in the race, and that's who I got a feeling you guys are going to pick, because that's the type person y'all like. If he gets in the race, I'm going to guarantee you a blowout in Hennepin County for Tim Walz. A blowout. I'm going to put it, I'll put $20 down right now. A blowout in Hennepin County. Clean up the base. Clean up people like Dusty. If Dusty is your mouthpiece, y'all need to rein that dude in. Because if that's what your base is about, and if that's what your base want, you're not winning statewide. Hold on. Let me show you something. And as bad as we knew what Tim Walz did here in the state of Minnesota, think about this. This dude and his wife, and I'm just saying what she said, basically said they could smell the city burning. Correct? This dude, right? Watch while all hell broke loose all over the city. Correct? Watch this. This dude, fraud like you would not believe. It's going nuts. It's crazy. But he still won as governor. And Trump did not win Minnesota. With all the hell Tim Walz has pushed, Trump did not win. It doesn't. Look how red. Go look at the map. Go look how red Minnesota is. And Trump still lost here in Minnesota. He won everywhere else in the whole United States. But he did not win Minnesota. That's how toxic people here in Minnesota believe that Trump is. The farmers that are hurting right now, if I was Tim Walz, I would cut them farmers a check today. I would find the money. The farmers are hurting here in Minnesota. No, they are. They are. Go ask them. Go ask them. The farmers everywhere are hurting. I don't see, even with Tim Walz doing what he's doing right now, how bad this, and we're talking bad. We're talking, I don't even, like I said, I don't do too much outside of Minnesota. I don't really care because my family's here. But I'm sure if I went outside of Minnesota and went, let me check this mayor. Well, Memphis. When I go home to Memphis, Memphis mayor, the governor of Tennessee, but he's not as bad as Tim Walz. I'll talk about him, but North Carolina, right? My mom and dad are in North Carolina. I spent a lot of time in North Carolina. North Carolina voted right the way they should have. They didn't put that nut in office. So but Minnesota, come on, man. Even I have to sit here and say Tim Walz has been just, I don't have any words. I don't have the word or the words about Tim Walz. But if the Republicans don't put up the right candidate, if they can't get their base to understand that it's about winning, not about hate, not about calling somebody out, not about saying foul things, if they can't get their base to understand that, Tim Walz can walk into the middle of the street and shoot somebody and still win the governor of the state of Minnesota. Y'all got to find a way to get your base to finally go, we want to win. We want to put somebody, and in order for us to win, you have to tame people like Dusty Grange. And if you can't get him under wraps, and that's what your base is for and want, I will go all over Duluth. I will go all over Hennepin County. I will go down to Rochester, and I will run off at the mouth. Because if Dusty is what you guys are saying we need in office, if that's the type of people you telling me that we need to put in office, there's no way in the world I will sit back. I'll vote for a Democrat before I put a Republican with that mindset in office. I will put matter of fact, I'll go one step further. I will find a socialist Democrat to vote for. Period, point blank. I have today, I looked at this thing and says, this dude don't care at all. He don't care at all. Dude, he has zero clue the type of danger he's putting out there that he could put somebody like me in. You got people, Arkansas, dude walks into a store. Travis Posey, look him up, 44, white male, right this morning. Shooting for what? For what? For what? What are you shooting people for? Or, better yet, he puts me in a position where I have to protect myself in the state of Minnesota. knowing how they treat black people in the state of Minnesota, and knowing how they would treat me if I was a black man, and I shot somebody white for coming up to me, threatening my life and threatening if I'm with my wife. So I'm going to jail for protecting myself from some evil person who follows Dusty and listen to him. Do you understand that, Kevin Pinball? We don't have to do this. We don't have to be this way. I just told you. Dusty, you call yourself a Christian. What I need you to do, open up your book and read Jonah 3:10. If you call yourself a Christian, if you're all that, because every Republican swear up and down they're Christians. Jonah 3:10. Dusty, read it. Read it and see exactly what God says. God did that. He said that. He made that. He put it together for us to read it and say, let's come together. Let's be nice to each other. Let's have compassion for each other. Let's think about how we can move forward with each other. Everybody wants the same thing. I want the same thing that you want, I'm sure. I want to live healthy. I want to see my grandkids have a good time. I want to love my wife to death. I want my kids to be prosperous. I don't want to bother or mess with nobody. I want to have a good time. I want to be able to take my kids to the zoo and my grandkids to the zoo and enjoy each other. I want to watch my grandson sit there. I never thought that I would enjoy sitting in a lawn chair watching my grandson ride his motorcycle in circles. That's what I enjoy. Sitting on a lawn chair, watching my grandson ride his motorcycle literally in circles for hours. I ain't bothering nobody. I don't try to bother anybody. But when I see people trying to start trouble, especially with people who are not doing anything, it's just like those kids that went to the black college. Here's the funny part about that situation that I really didn't think about until the last minute. Till I was sitting there thinking about it, going, so these white boys go to a black college. First off, they lied and said, oh, we had no clue that TSU was a black. Come on. They actually said that square is bothering me. They actually said that TSU, they didn't know was an all-black college. Now I know they're lying. Not only that, watch this. Not only that, but then they get this sign and they put immigrate. Let's have a discussion or talk about or whatever, immigration. And I have to laugh at that. Because when black folks, watch this, when black folks was running around here in Minnesota, screaming and yelling, going to these Lutherans and these Catholics and everybody who decided that, you know what, we'll take them. When black people were sitting there going, but they're going to push us out. We're the one that's going to suffer. When black people wanted to talk about immigration, white people didn't want to talk about immigration. I didn't hear not one Republican come to Minneapolis and go, we'll fight with you. Not one. When they was moving black folks out of Cedar Riverside, not one Republican here in Minnesota stood up for us. Not one. When they was moving black folks out of Richfield area over there, when they was bringing the Hmong in and they was moving black folks out of St. Paul, there wasn't one Republican who said, I will fight for you. Not one. So all of a sudden, y'all want to talk about immigration? It's too late now. Hell, they'd have moved us out of our own damn community. When we wanted, needed, was begging for help, begging to talk about immigration, y'all was nowhere to be found. But all of a sudden now, they're moving in your community. They're running your cities. They're buying your stores. Your kids are coming home telling you that they're scared of them. There was fights every single day at school. You can't go to the Mall of America. Now they're a problem. Now you wanna come on black campuses and talk to us about immigration. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. If Dusty cared about Minneapolis, Dusty would be right there, right now, down there, saying, "What can I do for you, Mayor Fry?" If people like Dusty cared about Minneapolis, he would be down there talking to the white people who come from red district areas. This is what happens, and become homeless. Because in Buffalo, you don't have homeless tents. You don't have homeless areas, right? You don't even have people panhandling. Why? Because they'll chase them out of there. So if Dusty really, really gave a damn, if Dusty really cared, if Kevin Pinball gave a damn, if Kevin Pinball really cared, I got a lot of work for them to do. Because like the little white girl that's pregnant that I'm dealing, I would love to turn her over to Dusty, to somebody like a Dusty. These are your people, Dusty. Help her out. But see, that's not what these type people are about. These are those people that will swear up and down Christian one minute and be the next coming to Satan as they can be. But y'all want to talk immigration? Let's talk it. Let's talk about immigration. What I can tell you about immigration is it is coming to a town near you now. See, they done pushed the black people out. They'd have made us go as far west and east and south and north as we possibly can. And they've taken our place and given it to other people. And when we was dying and when we was screaming and yelling and begging, nobody wanted to come. But all of a sudden now, two white boys want to walk onto a black college that they swear up and down that they didn't know it was a black college and want to sit down and talk about immigration. Get out of here with that. I ain't got time for it. You're lying, and you know you're lying. You walked on that campus because first off, y'all tried to get us with the George Floyd. You tried to pit George Floyd against Charlie Kirk. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And you thought we was going to get pissed at that. You thought that was going to trigger us, and it did not work. Then you start saying, oh, look at Democrats. And we know what the Democrats, just like Dusty did tonight. Look at these Democrats. Only thing they care about is death. They celebrate this death, but won't celebrate that death. You tried to get us, just like Dusty did tonight. You tried to get us that way. And then when we didn't break there, you come on our campus after you spent all summer saying you had black fatigue. All summer. That's all I saw on Twitter, on Facebook. That's all I heard on these spaces. You have black fatigue. But now you want to come talk to us. We ain't that foolish. We're not stupid. Especially me, because I've studied you. We're not that stupid. If those boys really wanted to do something, they'll go down to my home state of Memphis, Tennessee, and become a John Brown. Y'all know who John Brown is, right? John Brown was a white man who gave his life to help black people. If those boys they're in Tennessee, Memphis, where all hell is breaking loose. Speaking of Memphis, like I told my uncle, I called my uncle when I heard that Trump is about to send the troops down there. I called my uncle. I said, I'll be home. I'm serious. I got to see this with my own eyes. I'm not gonna go off of what anybody else tell me, especially in my hometown. I ain't going off what anybody else tell me. I'm not going off what somebody else say. I want to see them on Bill Street. Hold on. I want to see them on Bill Street, and I want to see them at where some of my family are in West Memphis is bad. If y'all think Minnesota, if y'all think Chicago, and this is what gets me a lot of time, because everybody always talking about Chicago. Y'all ain't never been to West Memphis. You ain't never been to where some of my family is. I want to see. I'll know if Trump is serious about this on where he sends the troops. If no troops go to West Memphis, I know Trump ain't serious. I know Trump ain't serious. If those people come down there and they stay around the pyramid, if they stay on up and down Elvis Presley Boulevard, I know this is just a hack. I know this is a stunt, and I know he's a liar. But there's a couple other hot spots. But one of the biggest hot spots in West Memphis. If no troops go there, I know this is bull. Straight up. So, but if those little boys wanted to do something, they could go. They are in Tennessee. They can go down there and help somebody. There's people that needs help. It's like Dusty. If Dusty really wanted to do something, if he really wanted to be part of what's going on, and any of these other Republican so-called influences that's on here, if they really wanted to do something, I got work for you. And in matter of fact, I tell you what, because you want to throw black people under the bus, I'll make sure you don't have to work with black people. I'll make sure you work with just white people. Because I know how you feel about black people. Just white people. There's enough white people down there, dude, that you can help, that you can make a difference. And here's another thing with you, Dusty. You know exactly what I do. How many times have you come to me, Dusty, and reached out and say, "Hey, Rev, I heard you need help doing this. I heard you need help doing that." You know, because as far as I know, what I've heard about Republicans, they're the ones that give all the time. They're the ones that help people, right? So instead of being ugly, Dusty, why don't you do something to help somebody? You're this big influencer. Why don't you raise me a little bit of money? So on Sundays when I'm down there and I'm preaching to these people, on Sundays when I'm down there and I'm helping these people, maybe I can go by McDonald's, Dusty, and I can get these people, you too, Kevin, Pinball, I can pick up some breakfast sandwiches, because that'll be awesome. But see, I don't expect you to do anything like that, because that's not your nature. That's not what's in your heart. See, some of us just like to play the Bible. I do the Bible. So, hold on. Some of us like to play the Bible. I do the Bible. So I'm not gonna sit here and ask you to take that down, Dusty, because I know you won't, because you have to do that to make money. And you know your base and the people who follow you, that's what they love to see. And again, like I said before, it's just funny to me how y'all can't leave us alone after you spent all summer saying you got black fatigue. If I had fatigue on something, I'm definitely not going to mess with it. I'm going to leave it alone. But you can't. No, y'all can't. It's in your DNA. People who look like me entertain you. We always have. Whether y'all whether y'all dress up in blackface and put the white gloves on or not. The imaginary thought, even though that's a white person, they're in blackface, you still think it's us. That's history, Kevin Pinball. That's history, Kevin. So leave us alone. Seriously, I'm just saying. Please, just leave us alone. You don't really want to have anything to do with us, and you know that as well as I do. It's just like I said today. One of the things that a Republican running for office, especially statewide, you will never hear them talk about police reform. Ever. 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 You're not going to hear them talk about prisoners, guys who was railroaded by this system, and they're sitting in prison for 20 years, come to find out they did not commit that crime. You're not going to hear them talk about that. You won't hear a Republican here running for governor or anything else statewide talk about people who are in jail doing slave work for basically nothing and made to work. They're not going to look into that. They're not going to look into how hard it is for people who do get out of prison to get a job and to keep a job. That's why they end up back in the prison, because here they are, have to pay their restitution or whatever to the state, and they can't afford it. And that's just not black men. I'm talking white men too. So you see, a lot of times, a lot of people think just because I'm talking the way I'd say that there's no white man in prison. No, plus trust me, go up to Rush City. So when I speak, unlike someone like a Dusty, when I speak, my brush is wide. When I help people, unlike Dusty, my brush is wide. When I pray for people, unlike Dusty and Kevin Pinball, my brush is wide. I'm not just talking about one group of people, one set of people. Like I said, half the people that I help, that I pray for, that I give food to, I give clothes to. Matter of fact, I got a bunch of Kelly. I'm down to my last box. Kelly Gunterson, who is NASCAR Kelly on here, gave me boxes and boxes of hoodies. And I'm down to my last, and I've been saving this box for when it gets really, really cold. For not really cold, but when it starts getting cold, so I can give to the homeless people. So what I'm saying to you, Dusty, is leave us the hell alone. Seriously, dude. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Just leave us alone. Don't post no more about black people. Don't post no more about Minneapolis unless you're going to come and actually put your foot on the ground. Unless you're going to come and actually do something. Leave us the F alone. Because you can do nothing. Dusty, you can do nothing but hurt us. Because you don't want to help us. So I'm asking you, dude, seriously, after today, leave us alone. Don't talk about us. Don't bring us up. Don't post nothing on us. You want to know something about downtown or Minneapolis or anything of that sort, hit me up. I'll tell you. So, Kevin, like I said, y'all don't want the truth. You say that. Kevin said, like he said, this is what Kevin said. Kevin Pinball, if you go to I'm reading something from somebody from my Twitter. This dude named Kevin Pinball. He decided that he was going to come on my Twitter to deflect for something Dusty said. But he says right here, he says, and hate conservative with different opinions. No, Kevin, I can tell you right now, I am conservative. I have different opinions, and they don't like me. Go ask Liz Collins. Go ask Liz Collins if she likes me. And this is a woman, hold on, I've told this story before. This is a woman that when they went up to Hugo to protest at her house, I went and prayed over their community. This is a woman that when they called her husband racist and said he was part of KKK, I went and had a podcast with this man and sat down with him to prove that he wasn't racist, he wasn't KKK. I've never done nothing to her. I've only been good to her family. Listen to me. I've only been good to her family. Only thing I did is I disagreed on certain things in that little film that she made. That's all I've ever done to her. I've only been good to her family. So Kevin, when you tell me that they hate conservatives with different opinion, Republicans, Kevin, hate conservatives with different opinions. It's not just Democrats, my friend. It's not just Democrats. It's not just Democrats. Because, hey, Kevin, let me show you another one too. Ready? If that's the deal, and I want you to think about this. If it was only Democrats that hated people with different opinions, I would still be on somebody's show. Think about it. Anyway, fam, I'm done. I'm over again. I know. I'm 18 minutes. Well, by the time I'm done, I'll be 18 minutes over. So I got to go up here, and my wife made this pizza thing, a taco ring, because that's one of my favorite things to eat. Taco ring. But anyway, hey, again, like I always say to people, and I'll make myself clear again, any point in time you want to come on here and hang out with me with my new back screen, like I said, I don't know how long that's going to be there. But anytime you want to come hang out with me, I open the door and I say, come. I love to have the conversation. This is where this is how you start conversations, right? You talk to people. And this is where we're at. Again, go and read Jonah, please. Jonah 3 and 10. Jonah 3 and 10. Read all Jonah. Read all of Jonah 3. Just read all of Jonah 3. But I want you to focus on 3 and 10. Read all of Jonah 3. But I want you to focus on Jonah 3 and 10. And what does God gives us instruction? How do God gives us instruction off of Jonah 3 and 10? And that's going to make a big difference in what I've said tonight. And that's where this all come from. Us coming together, us doing the things God is telling us to do. Look at the way the world is right now. No, the whole world, not just Minnesota, but everywhere. It's ugly. We're in an ugly situation. And until we all finally start saying, I can't take it no more, and for my sins, I repent. Until that happens, it's only going to get worse. And I would hate to see my white brothers and sisters, my Latino brothers and sisters, my Chinese brothers and sisters, my Jewish brothers and sisters, whatever brother and sister there is out there, if we believe on that we all came from the same maker, I would hate to see them go down and have a life that is not productive. I want everybody to have a productive life. I want everybody to enjoy life. I want everybody to have a good time. Even though at the end of the day, we all know and realize and understand that this isn't our home. This world is not our home. We're here temporary. We are here to prepare for when he comes back. He said, I go and I prepare a place for you. And he said, I'll come back. That's what we're here for. But while we're here, Do we have to be ugly to each other? Do we have to be nasty to each other? Do we have to hate people? Do we? While we're here, do we have to do that? Well, I guess if Satan is running around here, roaming around like he said, when God asked him where he been, he said, I've been roaming here and there. I guess if Satan is going to Rome, if Satan's going to make sure his empire is ran right, then that's what we got to do with each other. And that's sad. No, that's sad. See, if y'all would have met me probably about 17 years ago, I probably would have been on the other side of this thing. But because he decided to give me the opportunity to be a better person, to be a better man, to be a better husband, to be a better sightseer, to be a better Berenist, to be a better Christian, I can't go out like that. I can't go out not knowing that I didn't give every ounce to try to make it to where more people will be standing at the same gate with me. I know where I'm going. I know more people standing at the gate with me than the ones standing at escalators that's going down. I'm just saying. All right, fam, I'm out of here. I'm done. I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good weekend. If my son comes over this weekend, my grandson, I don't know if my son has them this weekend or not, but if he comes over, I'll get him on here. We're going to start having him on, because y'all know he's a Viking fan. He's a oh my God, he's a diehard Viking fan. But I'll get him on. I'll get him on so he can talk to y'all. But hey, fam, y'all have a good night. We'll talk to y'all soon. And be good. Listen, man. Seriously, be good to somebody. No, seriously, be good to somebody. Because I'm just tired of this. I'm tired. It's not like we're here forever. And it's not like it's going to hurt you to be nice to somebody. Seriously. Go smile at somebody. Y'all know what we do with those smiles. We go and we smile at somebody so somebody smile back at you. Hey, fam, y'all have a good night. Peace be with each and every one of you. And God bless. I'm out, fam. Peace.